Another issue I've faced with AI is that I ask it something. I ask, is B better than A? And then a lot of the times what I find is that they use selective information because, truth is subjective in a way. And then like they either go one way or the other way. So here it's like, if you ask, for example, is this a good area to invest in, right? Who's giving AI the information is almost as important as the information itself.
Correct. And that's actually
Is
a
it
good
smart?
point that you brought up, because that's the next version of search sites. Google, Yahoo, all these companies, you used to go type in something, search engine, right? Type it in and it gives it to you. Now you're asking, your ChatGPT or these chat models, and it's doing the search for you in a way that is better. And I'll say better only because it's not being paid to give you a result. So like, for example, you go to a search engine, Google, you hit press a button, the first thing you see are the people who paid to be first, right? When you do a chat, I mean,
but you get to do your own research.
It helps you, right? So a lot of people don't do that, so it helps with that. So
how is AI better?
Because it's helping you with the research, and it's not finding it based on what people paid to see, right? So depending on you, and that's the next SEO, right? So how you show up on chat is going to be even more important than how you show up on Google and what those results are.
You really think that?
Absolutely. I'll give it to you right now. Our property management company, when you ask ChatGPT, give me some of the best property management companies in Miami Lakes, we're going to show up at the top. Why we're going to show up at the top is because we have, number one, reviews, and that's how it knows that, it looks at reviews religiously, right? Your reviews are to ChatGPT and these who you are and why you're better. So the more reviews, higher reviews you have, the higher you're going to show up in the list, in its recommendation list. Number two is content, right? How much it wants to see if you're an expert in the field, or if you're a point of information.
But it can't possibly read everything that you have.
It reads everything in seconds.
And verify that it's true?
It can verify it's true. Yeah, absolutely.
In seconds.
In seconds. In seconds. So if your site has, so for example, let's say you ask, what was the question that you were going to ask?
Which area should I invest, A or B?
Okay. So if you have on your site the answer to common questions like that, right? Which area is better, A or B? Okay. And there's traffic going to your site because people go out and search for that answer directly on Google, and you're local to that area, right? You show up higher. And so now it takes what the person asked, and then it'll find answers for that question. What is better? And it'll look at statistics, and then it'll look at what is online currently. And if you're local and you're in there, you will show up as top of port of information and an authority, right? You want to show up as an authority, and it'll source you as an authority, and then it'll say, hey, look, this company, Pole Realty, is really good in that area, and this is what they say is good. Which area is better based on my research, then that'll give you another app. But it got eyes on you where you wouldn't have known that you would have had eyes on your company or yourselves.
A lot of the time, your customers talking to AI?
A lot of the times, yeah. A lot of our new business that's been coming in lately has been ChatGPT recommendations.
Oh, wow.
And that kind of gave us the, proof of concept that we were looking for. Because until it happens, you're just like, you're doing all these things, and you're like, I hope it happens. And
should there be like a advisory that customers are talking to an AI or no?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And they know. Like our AIs have names, but when they talk to somebody, they tell them that they're an AI. A lot of times, the client or whatever will say, I want to talk to the person. And so we give them the person.
A lot of times?
Yeah. Like, for example,
so How much?
So, like, for example, I'll give you an example. On the mortgage side, we proactively give updates, right? So the updates go out. Sometimes they go out as if it was, you know, the actual person, but the replies are all handled by people, right? So initial outreach, AI drafts, initial outreach. Replies, only people, you know, and that's the way we have the mortgage side set up right now on live transactions, because replies, you know, so those types of sensitive situations, it's better that a human always replies. It's good to get the message out, you know, generic messaging, you know, status updates, that type of out. But when people reply, you know, you want to be a human behind
Right.
certain things. Now, the stuff that's on search tools and stuff like that, somebody responds wants property information on these properties, the AI should give it responses. You can ask a call, what's called a call to action, right? So it gives back information with a little part of it saying, do you want X person to call you? Do you want to make an offer? Do you want to do this?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can give it that, and then if the person's reply, it can read, say, hey, based on what I'm looking at, there's a high probability. It gives it a probability, a score, right? And you say, based on probability, they want to talk to you. And you put it, if it's over a 70%, a 60% probability, then you want that forwarded to you, and then you'll get a text, hey, this person's looking at this property, they want to call, and they probably want to make an offer, and then you can call directly and get it while it's hot.